It's showtime, folks. Enjoy the show.
It is showtime, folks, just like that creepy old-timey guy just said. And it's January 29th, which is a special day for many reasons. Like what, you ask? I'll tell you, just settle down. On January 29th, 1954, Oprah Winfrey was born. Yay! And in 1860, so was that old Russian looker, Anton Chekhov. Yay! And in 1919, the 18th Amendment prohibiting the sale of alcohol in the United States was ratified. Boo! And in film news, on January 29th, 1964, Stanley Kubrick's masterpiece, Dr. Strangelove or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb, was released. Thanks, Google. And I don't know if it's pronounced Kubrick. And that brings us to today, Saturday, January 29th in the year of our Lord 2022, as we meet the sunrise together, oh so early, on another episode of Saturday Matinée. I am your host, the king of diminishing returns, Tommy Metz III, and with me this morning, oh so early, is the Chekhov-like bearded wonder that is Rob Kubasko. Say hello, Rob!
Hello.
And next to him is the Oprah to our Stedman, Mr. Peter Doc Wright.
And soon to be confirmed as your next Supreme Court Justice.
That's right. I'm so excited. That's right. He said he promised it would be an African-American woman or a podcaster. So that's as exciting. This is going to keep your dials tuned to us. Yes, so welcome to Saturday Matinée, everybody. This is our weekly show where the Next Reel team gets together to talk about news, reviews, new trailers, and the hotly debated weekly list challenge. We might even play a game. I don't know. Gentlemen, how are you this fine week?
I can't stop smiling.
Do you know what, Rob, sidebar, you know what just happened is Tommy just demonstrated his natural aptitude of Rob Kubaskoing an intro.
I got to tell you.
Did you notice?
That's why I'm smiling, because I cannot believe, one, flattered, but two, he can do this.
Yeah. We all knew knew he could. He didn't. He didn't know that he could, but we all knew.
I still know, Tommy.
Fun.
I believe.
Well, it is a pleasure to be here. How have your weeks been overall?
Oh, fine. Let's see. There's some watching that's been happening, but mostly we're watching. We're doing this journalism series on journalist series on the main show, and I've watched a couple of movies, and one of them, Mr. Blandings Builds His Dream House. Have you seen this, Mr. Blandings?
No, because that doesn't exist. You clearly made that up out of words.
It's a legit movie. It's a Cary Grant movie, and do you know what it is the precursor for? Just listen to the title, Mr. Blandings Builds His Dream House with Cary Grant. What do you think it might be about? And if you were to remake it, what would it be? Just based on the title alone, what would you call it?
Brings his dream house. Wizard of Oz. Nope.
No. Rob?
The old guy from Up.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah.
Might you cast, if you were going to update it, might you cast Tom Hanks in it? That help you?
The Money Pit?
The Money Pit. Cary Grant was in the original movie that was 1949. It was the original movie that inspired The Money Pit. And it has since been remade with Ice Cube in Are We Done Yet? I think that's what it was called. So there have been a couple of these like building a house, things go awry movies. And this was the first one. It is a journalist movie like Jacob's Ladder is a Christmas film. If you know what I'm saying. Spot on. Yeah, you
Perfection.
Get me. So I watched that. It was less Money Pit than I wanted it to be. I wanted a broad comedy, and it's pretty slapstick. But then I watched Between the Lines, John Hurd, and an incredible cast in this movie where they're all young, and it's like one of those movies like Empire Records. You guys might know this. You know when you have these movies and it's an ensemble kind of drama comedy, and they're all sort of constrained in one location and one. Is there a nickname for a class of movies like that? We couldn't figure it out.
Like Reality Bites?
Like Reality Bites might be another one like this, but I was thinking about like specifically like something like Empire Records because they're all in the record store.
The paper.
Like that. But what's the nickname of the subgenre of those kinds of movies? You don't know.
Yeah, it's probably called a play.
Well,
a chamber piece?
Yeah, but it's like more sarcastic than that. Anyway, we could go on and on about that, but I just want to tell you, this movie, I thought it was fantastic and it was super fun. And the cast is amazing. Not only John Hurd, but Jeff Goldblum, Bruno Kirby as a very young man playing a journalist, which I love. Takes us all the way to Harry and Sally when nobody's ever quoted Me to Me before. Stephen Collins, Michael Pollard, John Corks, Richard Cox, Ray Berry has a very, very bit part, and Jill Eikenberry. I mean, it's just an incredible cast of these like fantastic actors in their 70s prime, and it is great. They're all at a kind of rebel newspaper that's about to be bought by a big conglomerate, and so it's their sort of journey. And I had a blast with that movie. Between the Lines.
Cool.
Yeah. And the poster actually has on it, get the all new 2K restoration of Between the Lines. So if you want to get a
2K
sub high def, you could get the 2K restoration.
2K is still good.
Yeah. No, 2K is great.
Better than HD.
Isn't 2K HD? Isn't that 1920 by 1080?
Yeah, that works.
Anyway, so that's what I've been watching. I don't want to
bottle episode.
I felt what? Bottle episode?
I'm still trying to think of your term.
How does bottle episode relate to? It's a movie, a bottle movie.
I know, but it's contained and they're all in one place. Okay.
All right, we're doing fine. Rob, what do you have?
You know what?
I'm the host.
Yeah, it's okay. No, it's cool.
I forgot.
Well, you're going to love this. My wife and I fell into a hole that we could not believe we wasted as much time as we did this week on. For some reason, we fired up Amazon Prime, the Prime Video app on Apple TV, which I hate using because it's horrible. The design was unusable.
Really?
Until now. It has apparently been updated. It is somewhat usable. She wanted to watch the Jack Reacher series based on the books.
Oof.
Oh, I haven't watched it yet. Oh, please. So
that's going to get there. So here's what happened. We're going through the tiles, right? And we both forgot, maybe I don't even think I heard about, that there was a Mad About You reboot on Amazon from like 3 years ago.
What?
With Helen Hunt and Paul Reiser. Did you know this?
What?
It was on a really weird channel.
Yeah, it's on Amazon Prime.
Why a lot of people didn't hear about it. No, it was originally on something like Spectrum.
Oh,
it was on something really weird, and Amazon Prime, I think, got the rights after. But that's why it didn't make a splash like Will and Grace did. It was a channel that no one, or like an app that no one had really heard of, and I don't remember which one.
So wait, so it stopped us in our tracks. We went, wait, what? So of course, all of Mad About You is now on Amazon Prime.
Yeah,
we watched like 3 or 4 old episodes of Mad About You. And we rewatched the finale, the original series finale, which was different than what I thought. And that was the weird one with Janine Garofalo, played kid, flashbacks, all this stuff. Wow. We watched the first episode. And I'm just going to say, like, Paul Reiser hasn't missed a beat.
Really?
It is difficult to Helen Hunt. I mean, it is interesting to watch that. The show is odd. And it's like they just picked right up where they left off, which is unbelievable considering we're both of those actors and everybody. Richard Klein's in it. Like almost everybody from the original cast shows up who's still alive. It's unbelievable. I couldn't believe it. Like, and we're going to watch like a few more episodes this weekend because we didn't know this existed. Like,
how long did it run for, the reboot thing?
Oh, it's 1 season.
1 season.
There's only 1 season.
Where did they all got Pete?
What, the original one?
No, I thought you were looking something up.
Yeah, Spectrum Originals. You were right.
It was.
You nailed it. Yeah. You were right. You said it first.
I don't even know what a Spectrum Original is.
Nobody does. That's why we've never heard of the show.
Yeah. All right. Well, there you go. So how about that? Did not know that existed.
That is really fun. Is that like finding $20 in your pocket? Like, is it like super exciting?
Yeah,
or
15,
you're like,
15, 20?
It's more like finding a crumb of a really good cookie in my beard. And then so hoping my wife doesn't notice and then just putting it in my mouth and that's all.
So you're saying it's like Tuesday. I get it.
About 40 minutes ago. But anyway,
okay. Every once in a while, like in the middle of a sentence, you'll just be like, oatmeal raisin. And then we'll know what's Thin mint. And we're like, I got it. He got a beard bite.
God, horrible.
Beard bite.
I think I watched that growing up. I think I watched that with my parents, but I don't remember that and the one with Richard Lewis. There was a lot of woman ones that all get wrapped together. It was like Jamie Lee Curtis. I just make that up.
Jamie Lee Curtis
and Richard Lewis.
Wow. I know there's a Richard Lewis one. Yeah. But like all those ones, like The Single Guy, Jonathan Silverman, like that whole it was craziness.
Yeah. Well, that's a fun find. That's exciting.
There you go.
Wow. I'm a huge fan of Mad About You. It was super fun. So that's a hot ticket. That's better than Oatmeal Raisin. All right.
Are you going to watch it, Pete?
Oh, yeah.
You psyched?
Absolutely.
Oh, I remember fellow podcaster Mandy, when they brought back Will and Grace, she was telling her son, Casey, about how it was coming back, and she started tearing up. She was so excited about them coming back.
Yeah.
I've never felt like that about anything in life. Isn't that weird?
Man, just watching her really did nothing for me to watch her have that emotional breakdown because I'm cold and dead inside.
So dead. Well, no, I'm hot and dead. I like to throw a little bit of a curveball at it.
The only thing I was going to say is of current stuff is Peacemaker. If you're watching that on HBO Max, is just a riot.
Yeah.
I've heard it's really funny and it is wildly successful. It's like the number one DC thing in history.
It is. I just want to make a plug for the show, which is all great. I have deeply enjoyed it. But right now, I would say it is peak opening credits of any show on any broadcast. It is
Succession?
I've never seen it. So I'm making a grand hyperbolic statement now, Tom, that demands not to be tested. So
why is it so good? I guess I have to watch it.
So funny. It's a dance number. It's like a solid gold dance number, and everyone in the cast are the dancers in character and uniform. And so they come out and they do this, and it's to the theme song is, what was do you really want to taste it? Yeah.
it's like an 80s glam rock.
It's an 80s glam rock song. And he comes out and he's dancing and doing all the moves, and they're all in character and they dance in character, and it's amazing. It is perfect.
And this is his character from the Suicide Squad?
Yes. Yeah.
Which I also liked. I liked that new Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Okay.
It has
I will
all
check
of
it
that
out. I'll watch
humor.
one tonight.
Yeah. It's good.
I've finished Yellow Jackets. So buzzy. Everyone's talking about it.
Did you play Wordle at the same time?
What is this Wordle?
It's also
everyone's
buzzy.
talking about Wordle, and I don't know what it is. Everyone says Wordle, and then there's a bunch of squares on my screen, and they're like, "Can you believe it? 21," and then like a picture of an apple. And I'm like, "What's that?"
It's a game. The deal is with the game is it's a web game, and you can only play once a day, and it's a little puzzle where you have like 6 tries to guess the word. And so you enter a word like sugar and SUGAR, and it'll tell you in sugar, are any of the letters in the final word, and are they in the right place? By saying yellow, the letter turns yellow if it is in the final word, but in the wrong place, and green if it's in the final word and in the right place. So it's just trial and error until you get to the last one. And I have been ensuring that I find somebody who will spoil it online, and then I play it and get it in one and send the results to my wife to make sure she knows how smart I am for not playing the game.
Everyone's playing the same thing.
You're playing the same thing every day.
And by signing up for the app, you're contractually obligated to upload the results to Facebook?
No, you are absolutely not. Thank you. And in fact, there's no sign up. You just play. It's just a website.
Okay. Right? So people are just...
Yeah. They're just very proud of their wordsmithing.
I want to go through my Facebook feed, and every single person that I keep seeing post them without any words, they're just posting that image.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I just want to make a quick graphic in Photoshop of a hand gesture in the grid and just be the first comment that
thumbs
everybody.
Up.
It's pretty memey. I try really hard not to play.
Not those.
Okay.
Anyway, so you watch the Yellow Jackets while playing Wordle. What else? What'd you think? I haven't watched a single episode of it.
It's on Showtime. I got it for a week, and I loved Yellow Jackets. I thought that was great. And then I watched season 2 of Cheer, because I loved season 1 of Cheer I feel like I'm Mandy this episode. But I watched season 1 of Cheer last season, and I loved it so much. And then this one also happened.
Do you?
This one is a lot sadder because they're dealing with like fame. And do you know anything about Cheer? And one of the guys is going to jail.
No.
Okay. I don't
really.
think anyone's talking about Cheer. Let me try
I think they did, though. No, I think they did talk about Cheer, and it was like the first season. And I heard like some interviews with the people on the show and talking about what the impact of COVID on the show, and
right, because
they were really struggling with it.
COVID happens during season 2, and they cancel the entire thing. I think it's really well filmed. It's very nerve-wracking because it's the epitome of like training so hard and throwing up in buckets because you're so exhausted for then like a 2-minute routine of your life. Yeah. And if one thing goes wrong, then you lose.
Well, and that's the whole idea, right? Is that they are doing this whole thing. This is their career for a very brief part of their lives, and then they have to figure out what they're going to do with themselves. Correct.
They go to Daytona to the big cheer-off thing, and you follow this school called Navarro in Texas that has always won, and they've always been really good, and you follow them and get to know all of them. And as they fall down and they hurt themselves and people get traded out, and everyone just wants to get on Matt. I've learned all of the cool cheerleading. Everyone just wants. Getting on Matt is the Glee, like all they do is talk about regionals. Everyone just wants to get on Matt.
Okay.
But it was still, and then this one then also follows the second place school from a different one, which is like a much less funded program. And you follow both of them. And I thought it was really interesting. But like one of the big breakout star who actually got like signed by a Hollywood agency and stuff. His name was, I don't remember. He was actually arrested for a very terrible crime that isn't good for a family podcast. And so it's just been a rough, weird season, but I enjoy it.
All right.
Yeah.
And
I think I found a sport that I enjoy watching.
Well, I was wondering if you have that big space cleared out in your living room there so that you can practice along with the show.
Yeah. And then
I would like to see some of that.
When I go to bed, I call that getting on Matt.
Yeah, that's what I
all of my big stunts there. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Someone wrote something about Peacock, and I want to know more about it because I don't know what Peacock is. Oh, Peacock is the NBC.
Oh, the NBC Universal, the streaming service. Yes.
Every time you say it, it makes me go back to that fantastic Saturday Night Live skit. Anybody?
Which one?
Anybody?
Peacock?
It's when Fred Armisen is on Weekend Update, and he's the tech reporter, and he's demoing Google Glass. And he says, just a minute, Seth, I have to change my Wi-Fi password. And then he says, and you can't tell, but it's like clearly asking him in his Google Glass what the password is. And he says,
now, what's your Wi-Fi password?
Oh, at NBC, it's Peacock.
Great, okay. Peacock. Peacock. Password, Peacock. 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 Password, Peacock. Isn't this great, Seth?
How is the real Peacock doing, Rob?
Oh, horrible. This was a story about how they've lost their last year. They lost $1.7 billion. And I will just say this.
Billion?
1.7 billion.
No, what? How does that even calculate?
In money or like Peacock bucks?
Oh, no, in money. No, not in feathers or like in other things, but like, no, in dollars.
Oof.
This is a story from Variety. It actually hit a lot of the wires and stuff in the last few days. That this is all part of the streaming economy. These are the kind of losses. The thing that just blew me away about this is the losses that these companies are willing to endure in the hopes that they are going to be something someday.
Right.
It is absolutely crazy. And every once in a while we talk about wrestling, right? A chunk of that 1.7 billion went to WWE because they bought the WWE network from Vince McMahon. So, I mean, there's that kind of stuff. But I mean, $1.7 billion loss is
I can't conceive
insane.
Of that. I can't conceive of that loss.
It's interesting because everyone saw this coming. when everyone was like, no, we want our own app and we want to take our toys and go like this. Everyone was like, there's going to be such a breaking point. Like no one's going to have Peacock Plus and Paramount Plus and Doodop. I mean, yeah.
Well,
all you need is Spectrum. You need Spectrum Plus for Mad About You. And then that's it. Yeah.
Well, especially this on the heels of Netflix announcing another $2 increase. And so now for their premium plan, if you want 3 screens and 4K, you've got to pay, or 4 screens, 4 streams simultaneous, or 3, you've got to pay $19.99 a month, which is starting to feel rough.
Right.
And I start to question every time I turn on Netflix, do I really want to watch this thing right now, or should I go back to HBO Max, which has done very well in terms of the overall market. So, or Amazon, which only gets my money for the free shipping, and now mad about you. Right. Like who considers Amazon Prime like their number one? Yeah. When Miss Maisel isn't on, I don't think about it. So
I think that's a red flag of a impending bubble that will burst in streaming at some point. Because I don't see how that works. I don't know how you ever make that back up. I don't know how they would do that. So anyway.
Is there anything else that people would love to talk about? We have plenty on our list, but I just wanted to see if there was something poking out. Or should I just talk about Cheer more?
No. You did fine with Cheer. I wanted to see what you thought about Haunted Doll Watch, which is we're of course talking about the Shyamalan hit joint on Apple TV Plus, whatever it's called.
Yeah, Servant.
Right.
Servant, yeah.
With Ron Weasley.
With Ron Weasley, and in the first episode, they're like, hey, we have to hire you as a nanny to take care of our baby. And then looks at the baby, and it's not real. And I went, huh? Uh-huh. And I never went back, which is weird because I'm a Shyamalan fan.
Yes, that's why I bring this up for you.
I know, but I don't have Apple Plus.
Oh, that's the problem. All right.
I know, because you're so Apple Plus. All you watch is Greyhound, that Tom Hanks
I've seen it 300
over
times.
And over again.
Yeah, and Finch.
Yeah.
Finch.
Oh, so much Finchy with you.
So much Finch.
How many is it, like 3 seasons? It's wild how little this show is talked about. It's the opposite of Yellow Jackets.
Well, yeah, that's a great point. And that's why so many stories are being written about it right now, because he just gets a final season. They just bought the 4th season, and his essentially his comment to the reporters were, whew. like he clearly has a story that he is deeply excited to finish, and especially with COVID and all of the complexities going into production, like I think he legitimately thought this might be a story that's unfinished in his canon, and that would be, I mean, some of the Shyamalan stuff is it's rough even when it is finished, and this case I think it would have been. I didn't say it. You said it. In this case, it would have been interesting. Old is a one that I think was. I had a rough time with Old, and I know it was kind of a weird. It came out at a weird time, and it just didn't work for me. I'm a big fan of the Glass, movies, Split. But Unbreakable and Split and Glass. So. I'm happy for him that he gets to finish it. And the fact that he gets to finish it, honestly, it provokes me to watch the thing now. I think this was, I didn't know, but this was part of the thing that I think I didn't want to watch it because I thought, what are the odds that a show like this is going to finish? I watched the first 3 episodes, and then I went to the one with about the podcaster and the murder mystery. And I left this one behind because I was like, there's no way Shyamalan's going to get to finish this story. I didn't think that. That's
an interesting point that, if it's not going to manifest off a cliff, then you can there's a reason to keep watching. That's a good point.
I would agree with that. I'm a big fan of his too. I saw one look of the original trailer for this and never gave it another moment. But now I would be curious to see what the story is. And I will tell you, this is another great example. Apple has copious amounts of cash. They can spend whatever they want to build a library. I am amazed at the stuff that is getting greenlit there with 2nd and 3rd seasons. I did not know the show was still around. I can't believe C is got another 2nd season. I think it got a 3rd season. Honestly,
crazy expensive show.
And it's a crazy expensive show. They're putting in a lot of money in this. I would assume that they want to build out a library. So at some point, maybe these shows will get refound again and re-talked about. Because to me, Apple TV Plus is For All Mankind and Ted Lasso. And I haven't seen anything else to completion other than those 2 things. So,
well, that's too bad. There actually is some really good stuff on there, and I would highly recommend once again Coda.
I know Coda. Coda. I did still want to see Cherry. Coda's number 1.
I saw Cherry. I read that book.
Cherry.
I want to see that, and I do want to see it's Greyhound. I want to see Greyhound. I don't want to see.
I would watch Finch first.
Really?
Better movie. I struggled with Greyhound. So many cuts to the slippers. Slippers.
A lot of slippers.
So many slippers.
Really?
I was so done. Get your foot game in order, Hanks. That's all I'm saying.
Really? It feels like it's Castaway from Tomorrow or something. Is it not just him?
Oh, it's a tearjerker.
Yeah.
You're gonna need it.
Is Wally in it? Never mind.
Robot's good. The robot's good.
It's just the first 7 minutes of Up.
14 times.
And it ends.
Yeah.
It ends.
Yeah.
She's
Exactly.
dead.
Yeah.
Done. All right. Fine.
All right.
So Finch first, then Greyhound. Finch at night. Sailor's Delight. That's what they always say. Greyhound in morning. Rob, take warning. All right. Is there anything else, or should we move on to trailers? Let's do it. Trailers. Who came in that number one spot? I won't tell. Here's the hint. His name's Rob.
It's Moidaville. I couldn't even say that. Even
Moidaville.
Moidaville.
I love the idea for this. Go.
For Terry Seattle, every day means a new murder case and a new celebrity partner.
You ready to solve a crime?
Ready.
Scream it!
I'm ready to solve a crime!
Let's go! Forget how strong I am. I want you to think of this as your crime scene.
Judging by the top hat-shaped dent in her skull, this was the murder weapon.
What kind of sick ass shit is this? If we're gonna crack this case, we're gonna need to go deep undercover. Don't get caught. Who are you?
I'm Vinny the Champ.
Oh, no, he's Vinny the Foreigner. This is Eva Braunfinger from Germany. Very thick accent.
Oh, I'm good at that. I love the cutting. Oh, shit.
No, it's fine.
What's your name?
Todd Carrington.
Name is Todd Carrington.
Berg.
Carrington Berg.
Son.
I'm sorry. Todd Carrington Bergson.
Field.
And Field.
I read an article where somebody said, this is Law and Order meets Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Right.
And that's it. That's what it is. It's Will Arnett. He's playing this detective. The guy's name is Terry Seattle. And it's improvisation. Like, they bring in a different guest to come each episode. I mean, Conan O'Brien, Sharon Stone, like Marshawn Lynch, who's an NFL player, like, and they are basically there to just go along with the flow. The trailer was hilarious. I'm like, I can't believe something like this exists. I know I say that a lot. I'm sure a lot of us do when we watch streaming stuff.
Yeah.
But this is just looks funny, delightful. Did you agree?
So they're entered into a murder mystery and they're just yes-anding and trying to play a part. And then it looks like at the end, there's that one part where they do try to pick who committed the crime.
Oh, yeah. And then
it's all been written out in
they
real
are
life.
Playing the guest star is in an actual game of Clue. And they are literally trying to figure this out. But like the one segment that I laughed at was the two segments I laughed at was Sharon Stone. You can see she's with him and they're like at an autopsy room or something. And he's like, you can tell he's like, oh yeah. And this is my assistant and she is from Germany and she has a very thick German accent. And Sharon Stone just tries to go right into what we're looking at. I mean, like, I was amused. I'm like, okay, this looks really fun. And murders are hip now.
Yeah.
Oh, so hip.
In general.
So hip. I love seeing
So
Annie
hip.
Murphy in it. I think I'm just such an Annie Murphy fan after now getting through Schitt's Creek twice. I'm just a big fan, but this cast is just writ large fantastic. And it just looks like such an experience of play, and I love it when you get to see people sort of play. It feels like I could have gone to a dinner theater and seen this whole thing, which was really great.
Yeah, I don't know if it's obviously it's not said in this. This is, I believe, is based on a BBC series. So another import. This is a remade import.
Okay.
Murder in Successville, which was I think on BBC Three. So I mean, this has been done, but again, it looks great, and Will Arnett looks like the person to be the lead on this. He'll do well.
Yeah,
he'll make everybody look better and good.
I love
funny.
Will Arnett.
Even Conan.
I hate admitting it, but I listen to his podcast.
Smartless?
I admit it.
Fine.
I admit it. I listen to it. What?
Are we angry at you? I didn't know we were angry at you.
No, we're not. No, that's good.
Okay, you're next.
Who, me? I'm next. Mine is a horror film starring a bunch of people, and they're in it, and it looks really exciting. It's directed by Scott Derrickson, and it is called The Black Phone.
I'll be home in the morning.
Where you going?
I'm staying over at Susie's tonight.
What's new? The flyer.
The papers call him the grabber.
I wish you wouldn't call him that.
You don't actually believe that story, do you? Because he can't hear you, and he doesn't really take kids that safe.
Oh, you goof. Well, isn't that just peachy keen?
You need some help?
You see that?
Yeah.
Would you hand me my hat? Yes, sir. I am a part-time magician.
Are those black balloons in there?
Would you like to see a magic trick?
I have an announcement to make. One of our students, Finney Blake, was abducted.
What if I could help the police find Finney?
Doesn't work. Not since I was a kid.
I'll scream. I'll scratch your face.
This face?
Daddy, I had a dream about it.
What happened in your dream?
He was taken.
By a man with black balloons?
Yes.
We never released those details.
Hello?
You watched that. What did you think?
Well, the first thing I thought was we need a new Blumhouse-related rule for trailer reveals. Like, we need some sort of rule. I don't know if it's like anybody who has a Blumhouse trailer has to, like, you do your review and I should just start screaming for 3 minutes in the background.
Because
like,
you found it disquieting?
Unsettling. Unsettling trailer.
Yep.
The imagery is unsettling. Ethan Hawke. Again, hardest working man in Hollywood. I found him to be unsettling. That's the word for the Black Phone. Unsettling. I think I'm in for it. I think.
Really?
I think
now you're a horror boy.
I don't know if you heard this. I love horror movies now.
I've heard this.
And a 7.7 on the IMDb scale. It cruises over the 6-star rating.
Silence of the Lambs meets The Sixth Sense. That's exactly what I got from this.
Okay.
And I was like,
I
oh,
get
okay,
that.
cool. Yeah, cool. Very moody, scary, but I got to find out. I mean, I got to tell you, I love when you watch a trailer and you think you know what's going to happen, but I still in the back of my head was like, I got to find out what happens.
Right. Yeah.
That's what I got from this.
This is based on a short story by Joe Hill, Stephen King's son, that I read a long time ago. It's a great story. And Scott Derrickson, the director, has directed Sinister, which I found incredible. The Exorcism of Emily Rose, which I found incredible and has come up on this podcast. And he directed Doctor Strange, one of my favorite Marvel ones. So he's got the chops to do it. And apparently the early word on this, because they directed it a while ago, like in 2021, and it came out in some festivals and stuff. And advanced word, is through the roof. They say that it's really going to be great. So I'm very excited. And it comes out June 24th, 2022. I remembered to look it up.
Does that mean I'm next? This is fun. So how many times in your life have you made a Ted Kaczynski joke?
I'm still plenty angry, you understand, but the difference is that I am now able to strike back. I'm talking about Ted K. This is the exploration of Ted Kaczynski's life in Lincoln, Montana in the years leading up to his arrest as the Unabomber.
A coming of age. Great.
The star of the show is Sharlto Copley, a South African actor and writer and producer, director. I actually love District 9 a lot. I thought that was great. He was also in Hardcore Henry, which I thought was an innovative first-person bit of violence. And of course, he was Murdoch in the A-Team revival with Liam Neeson, So that was good.
I'm glad you didn't forget
that was something. But I really enjoy him in these movies, and so I'm excited to see this movie. The trailer, if the movie ends up like the trailer, then I think I'm going to be very happy. I found like it was patient. It showed us I think it was trying to demonstrate some straight up filmmaking in the movie, some just enthusiastic use of camera and shooting the objects that make up Ted's experience. And I thought that was really beautiful. It's directed by Tony Stone. I don't know much about Tony Stone. I haven't seen his top 4 on his IMDb are Severed Ways, Out of Our Minds, and Peter and the Farm. Looks like Stone is most recently and most notably a cinematographer. But again, this, I think, is his first big feature.
Wow.
I thought it looked compelling. What do you guys think?
Mm-hmm.
I think this is very interesting that it's trying to show some reason to his madness. So, I mean, you're definitely trying to get why, how did his illness get to the point where it did?
Mm-hmm.
Personally, I worked in a major university's IT department during the height of this. And I remember we actually had to watch our mail because we were not sure what was happening at that time. So like I am personally had a connection to this and not in terms of being a little bit anxious during that time. And if anybody had ever visited, it no longer exists, but in DC, there was this great museum called the Newseum. They had his entire, if you remember in the basement, they had his entire shack and a whole bunch of artifacts. And it was just, none of this is about, I think this is all an examining of how does someone go down that hole? Like what happens? What are all the things? Cause it isn't just one thing. What are all the things that twist us in a way that, makes this the end for certain people.
Yeah.
But it looks edgy. I mean, it really gives you felt that sort of chaos watching the trailer. And like you said, if the movie ends up being that, it's going to be well worth the watch.
Agreed. No, I think it's a great idea for a movie especially because like Pete used the word patient. If it's like that and not exploitative, then it's important. This, I feel better. I always feel a little bad about Charles Kubasko. Not about him, but I feel bad about editors that have to work for him. Do you guys want to know a little hot goss about Charles Sharkto?
Yeah.
Deliver.
I know someone that has worked with him for a long time, and he is. It seems to be part of his process. He's wildly inconsistent, take to take, and it makes editing
a real editor's
insane.
actor. Yeah,
yeah, it makes editing like in one he'll just sort of like he was on a show, and in one take he just picked up a beer and drank the entire beer in the middle of it. And then in the other, he like picked it up, didn't drink it, held it in his other hand. Like it's a continuity nightmare. This seems like there's enough to cut away to of like weird branches and stuff that I feel better for the editors for this one.
Yeah.
But I think he looks great. And I think he's really a watchable actor.
I don't know that there are many other movies about fictionalized movies about Ted Kaczynski. There's a documentary called The Net by Lutz Dambeck. A German documentarian, but I don't feel like I've ever seen any other Ted Kaczynski film projects, and so this one has me provoked. I don't know when we're going to get to see it. It has cruised all over the festival circuit around the world through 2021. There is no release date, but let me tell you, 92 people have seen this thing and have registered their reviews on IMDb, and it is a 7.8 on the IMDb 6-star rating. So ratings. Pure rating basis so far,
love it.
It looks okay. So a lot of crew member moms and dads have seen the movie, and they don't rate it a 10. That's what we're saying.
Yeah.
This might have changed. I saw February 18th.
Oh, where did you see
on
it?
Demand, but that may have changed because I know the Black Phone changed.
Yeah.
And also Murderville. You can watch that this coming week. I mean, Murderville, Netflix, February 4th. Yay.
You're the coolest.
I'm in it.
I don't know.
In it.
You win
it.
Well, those are 3 movies, and you can watch those and enjoy trailers too. And so now, guys, do you want to play a game? I was going to do something with the word, and then I just ended up saying game weirdly. Game. You know what, guys? Sometimes we have the diabolical. I've done opposite schmopposite. I had whose line is it anyways? There's all of these different people that are bracket challenges, all this stuff. Sometimes I just want to bring it back to the basics. And that's the first movie game that I ever played. The movie game. I don't know. I always just called it the movie game.
Okay.
This is the game where someone will start with an actor or a title. The next person we'll figure out the order. The next person has to name so say it's an actor. You have to name a movie that actor's in. Then the next person has to name another actor that's in that same movie, and around and around and around.
Mm-hmm.
You also have to be able to answer the next person's question because you can challenge.
Oh, right. So
you can throw it back in someone's face.
I say Charlton Copley. You say the A-Team.
Or I say a challenge. You have to be able to name another person. Exactly right.
Another person from the same movie?
Oh, no. If you said Charlton Copley and I said challenge, you have to name another movie that he's in. You have to be able to answer the next person's question.
Okay. All right.
And we'll see how
so
long
I
this
could say
takes.
District 9 or the A-Team.
Correct. 100%.
All right.
Correct. 100%.
All right, let's see. Let's see if I can do
say
this.
10K. And let's make the rule. It's only movies, and it's only movies that have already come out. Deal? Rob?
Deal.
Your face is filled with confidence.
It's so confident.
Here, we'll let you start. Oh. You can start. And so the order will be Rob, Pete, me. Rob, Pete, me.
All right.
Robbie, me. Robbie,
This
me.
is going to be the shortest segment in SatMat history.
That's why we might play it more than once.
Oh, okay. Good.
Okay.
Outstanding.
So, Rob, you can start with any actor or any movie.
You know, I'm going to, okay. No. Lake Placid.
Oh, okay.
That's the movie.
And I can't name like the crocodile.
No.
Okay.
You have options. There's
Just
so many
give me
options.
a second. I know there are a lot of options. Shut up. Just a minute. Just shut up.
I'm not going to say.
I'm going to say who was in that movie.
Fight.
We did this whole aquatic killers thing, and now they're all muddy in my head. That was the one with Oliver Platt.
Oh, all right. Oliver Platt to me, and I'm going to say Bonfire of the Vanities.
Yeah, Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks.
Or Platt was in Bonfire of the Vanities?
Now that I'm thinking of it, no, he wasn't. But it was not challenged, so I'm still in the game. I was thinking of someone else.
Can I just say something?
If Rob would have challenged, I would have lost, but he didn't. He kept the game going.
I literally.
I was mixed him up with
Can I tell you this?
Please.
No, sidebar.
I'll allow it.
I just watched a whole thing about Bonfire of the Vanities. And I was so proud that I remember, I was like, I know who's in that movie. Because that's a movie that I've jettisoned from my memory.
Yeah.
And I got so excited that I was like, oh my God, I can mention somebody who's in Bonfire of the Vanities.
Never once considering that Oliver Platt wasn't.
I mean, Oliver Platt may not have been that. I'm thinking he's not going to say executive decision or something else, right? Okay, fine. Never mind.
Okay.
All right.
So what do we do in this case, Games Master? We just go to Tom Hanks.
Pete. We keep going. Yeah.
Fraudulent.
Keep going.
100%.
Finch.
What?
Oh no.
Oh no. I thought there was I thought it was just a dog. There's another person in that movie.
That is not a fair pick on my part.
Okay. Because you have to be able to answer my question.
Well, I can if you want to challenge me.
I mean I have to because I don't know anything about that movie. Challenge.
Caleb Landry Jones was in three billboards outside of Ebbing, Mississippi. And
who was he in that movie? I like that movie.
Jeff. Caleb Landry Jones is Jeff.
You 100% just got me out.
Okay. Awesome. So does that mean it's just the two of us now? It's me and Rob?
Just the two of you. Yes.
All right.
So you won that round, so you get to start, Pete.
I would actually like to go back to I'm inspired by Oliver Platt, by the Oliver Platt pick. And I would like to go back to Oliver Platt. And this time I would like to say, I'm going to say Three Musketeers.
But you realize that he can just say Oliver Platt.
No, he can't. I've said no, he can't. Though. He has to say somebody else. This scarf was given to me by the Czarina of America. Oliver Platt.
Okay, go.
Three Musketeers.
Kiefer Sutherland. Wait, you said all. Wait, are you saying You said Three Musketeers?
I did.
Is it me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Kiefer Sutherland.
Oh, Flatliners. Flatliners.
Flatliners?
Flatliners. I'm going to go
original?
with Flatliners.
Not the
Oh my
Elliot
God.
Page vehicle.
And you can't say him again.
Correct. You
No,
can't say
and
it.
I can't think of anybody else.
God, I loved Flatliners growing up. I bet that doesn't hold up at all.
I hope it does.
Gotta see that.
I'm out. I can't think of anybody else.
Challenge him.
Challenge? Did I just say challenge?
Yep.
Challenge?
Crap. Sandra Bullock. Was it
What?
Sandra Bullock who was in that movie?
No!
Who was the woman in the movie? I can't remember now. I just took a swing.
It's Pretty Woman.
No,
It's what's
yeah,
her
yeah.
name?
my God.
What's her name? Julia
Roberts.
Julia Roberts. Okay.
Julia Louis
Rob.
Dreyfus. Is that
Rob,
what you were
won.
going?
Rob, you won because you
God,
just
doesn't seem like I did.
I don't know why I vapor
Doesn't
locked.
feel like I did.
I could not say Kevin Bacon, and this whole
part of it.
game is like
Yeah.
is built on top
Yep.
of Kevin Bacon's legacy. Okay.
Pretty much.
All right, I totally hosed that. So
Ke-
Rob goes now, right? Is that how it works?
Well, Rob won. And so
won
now
that.
we can, if
I
we
won.
want to do another round,
we're doing
we
another
start from
round.
scratch.
Yeah,
Okay.
yes.
So, Rob, because you won, you can either start us or assign someone to start. And you can even say, Pete, do an actor, or Pete, do a movie.
Pete, do an actor.
Oh, boy.
Okay. I'm going to say Marley Matlin.
Uh-oh.
This is in service of my recent mention minutes ago, Coda.
Okay. Marley Matlin, Kiss of a Spider Woman.
Those are really both those were outstanding.
How do we feel about mine?
I don't.
Well, no. Outstanding just pulls. I'm not saying Kiss of Spider-Man. I'm just saying just great pull. I mean, who else is in Kiss of Spider-Man?
I don't think you're right, sir.
Shut
If
up.
I were Rob, I would challenge heavily.
Challenge.
Wait,
Serious.
because then I have to do another movie that Marley Matlin's in? No, I have to name someone else that's in Kiss of a Spider Woman, and that is Hurt. What's his name?
William Hurt.
William Hurt.
God, I
William-
got to
William
stop
Hurt.
talking on your
Yeah.
behalf. Marley Matlin
William
was not
Hurt.
in.
We all want to help each other.
She wasn't? Oh, what am I doing? Okay, so I'm out again. God damn it. What? Who's in Kiss of a Spider Woman?
Sonia Braga.
Who? All right.
Yeah.
How dare
That
you?
was
Okay,
William Hurt and Raul Julia.
Oh.
I think you're thinking
Oh.
of, what was that, Children of a Lesser God?
I'm 100% thinking of Children of Lesser God.
Which was also, right,
Okay.
wasn't that William Hurt too?
It was also William Hurt. That's why I'm thinking of it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm terrible at my own game. So, Rob, you got that right. Rob, you start with an actor or a movie. I used to be so good at this game.
What happened? You turned.
Ugh.
When do you
I'm
think it
gonna
was?
do-
38, 42?
I think it was bourbon.
Let me pull. Oh, wow. I don't know why I'm stuck on this movie. Steven Seagal.
Okay.
You're so.
Steven Seagal. What was is probably in something called Under Pressure.
Take any dude. You could have taken
2 words.
Yes.
One adjective
Yeah.
and one
Yes.
something involving like a crash.
Maybe a preposition. Just
Yeah.
whatever.
Like on Dangerous Beauty. No,
no, dude. Train one. The train one.
The Demon Finder.
Okay.
Under
Challenge. Answer.
Power.
Under.
Under Scepter. Under
Everyone
Are
hates
you
us.
serious?
Everyone hates us. It's like the only good
Under
movie
Siege.
we did.
Under Siege.
There
Under
we
Siege.
go.
There you go.
Under Siege. Rob, Under Siege to you.
Peacock. Peacock. Password Peacock.
Oh, Tommy Lee Jones.
There you go. Tommy Lee Jones to Pete.
Tommy Lee Jones was, thank God, I didn't have to do it Under Siege.
Yeah.
Not even a little bit do I have an idea. We need to do a hard target search. Tommy Lee Jones for The Fugitive.
Okay. Outhouse, Doghouse. That's my impression of Tommy Lee Jones.
You did good.
I'm trying to think of who else was in that one other than the obvious.
Yep. Strategize.
Harrison Ford, then fine.
Right? Good strategy. Harrison Ford to beat.
Rob has given up.
No, because I'm blanked on who else is in that movie. Because who else is in that movie?
See, you've just set the bar for other than the obvious one, and now Harrison Ford has like 500 credits, and 490 of them are the obvious ones.
Come on, pick the good one.
I will do Blade Runner 2049.
Oh, okay.
Oh my God, what's his name? The cute guy that's Rutger Hauer was in that one too, wasn't he? He still made a cameo in that, didn't he?
I don't
know.
Challenge. Is that your final answer?
Shit, yeah. Not.
You can try a little harder.
Yes, I can. Oh my God, all I keep seeing is Jude Law's face, but it's not Jude Law.
Oh, I know what you're doing. Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm totally drawing a blank on the guy, the Notebook guy. I can't.
What about the android female? Do you know her name by chance?
Oh,
the hologram.
Oh, from Knives Out, or I think she's in the.
Oh, you just gave Pete his answer.
Thanks for picking my next pick.
Seriously, good God.
Okay,
I'm stupid.
Challenge him.
Challenge.
You want to challenge me?
You're challenging me.
So now I forget. Am I doing another Harrison Ford movie?
No, you're doing someone else that's in Blade Runner that's not Harrison Ford.
Oh, well, Ryan Gosling.
That's who it was. Ryan Gosling.
Correct.
Does that mean I win or no? Rob goes.
You won.
You won.
Okay.
You won. So Rob has one. You have one. Do you guys want to do it one more time?
One more time.
We
Pete, got this.
You can go or assign.
I'm gonna go with Ana de Armas.
Okay, Knives Out.
To you.
Oh, okay. Don Johnson.
Okay.
So
nice.
Good. Oh no, Don Johnson. Oh, has he done anything else besides Knives Out like super lately?
One or two things. So you're making sure, Rob, don't say it out loud, but coming up with another Don Johnson movie in case he challenges.
And I can't do like the next Knives Out some more, right? I can't do that.
More knives.
What? Because I can't. I also have to do. I can't do a show, right?
Correct.
Wow.
Rob looks confident. Look at that. Oh, he's picking
challenge.
Most effort.
I have nothing.
Oh, challenge.
I have nothing.
Challenge?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man?
Oh, God. Are you shooting? Oh, I love that movie.
That was. See, I got it. Now I got. Anyway,
you got it. So, Rob,
well
you start.
played.
Well played, and it's you and I.
Oh. Do I go first?
Yes, you do, because you won.
I am gonna say, James Spader.
James Spader, a less than 0.
Oh wow! I barely.
For the listener,
remember.
He's shaking and cookies are just falling out of his beard.
I did not see that coming. Holy cow! I thought I was going somewhere else,
dude.
Oh, I don't even remember that movie.
No table talk, but seriously, you hosted a Marvel show for 2 seasons.
I'll allow that clue. but watch yourself, Counselor.
It clearly isn't helping right now.
No.
Yeah, wait, what am I less than? I don't even. That's 0.
Yep.
I have 0 brain space on that.
Can challenge.
Oh, challenge. Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
Iron Man himself, Robert Downey Jr. That was Pete's clue. Yeah, this was back before he got clean, and he plays a very not clean person.
Especially when James Spader is the voice of Ultron.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, I didn't even
remember that part.
With Robert Downey Jr. Look at that.
Oh, my God.
The circle completes the square.
Wait, so that's fun. So we all won one.
We did.
I still feel like
quick rounds.
I'm pretty sure I lost. I'm pretty sure everyone's going to agree.
You're not talking about this game anymore, are you?
Yeah, I'm not. No. Stop talking. My wife just popped in. She was like, yeah, you lost.
You lost? Well, I think we're all big winners. That's wonderful. Do we need to do one last one to see who the big winner is, or can we all just float away on togetherness?
I thought that every game that you hosted as Games Master ended in friendship. So
it really does.
Whatever you want to do, player.
Let's keep moving on. Okay. Hey, everybody, if you're not a member but would like to become one, just head over to thenextreel.com/membership. The most it'll cost you is $5 a month. What? That's like a cup of coffee. Members get access to live streams as we record, early access to shows in your very own personal podcast feed, access to the super secret member channels in Discord, and we never talk about Tiger King, and member bonus or Mober bonus episodes, and even stickers. And if you're wondering what movies the next reel is going to be talking about, go over to the HQ page on Letterboxd. And hey, use the code NEXTREEL at checkout if you join Letterboxd, and you can have a 20% off discount. What's Letterboxd? We'll never know. And now it's time for the list challenge. Are we ready? So based on the knuckleheads from the last Sat Mat, someone brought up the Foo Fighters soon-to-be mistake movie called Studio 666, which 100% the title should be Killer Track.
Yeah.
I don't know how they messed that up.
Oh my God, how did they
Killer
screw
Track,
that up?
such a better title than,
you're right,
than
you fixed it.
Studio 666. But either way, they said, because it's the Foo Fighters doing a bunch of stuff, playing themselves, the theme for this week is rock stars playing themselves, I assume in movies. Rock stars playing themselves in movies.
Yes.
And I predict a steal in this. I just feel like this is a
Really?
shallower pond.
It is a shallow pond.
This is a tighter tunnel.
Yeah.
This was hard. I thought this was hard.
Me too.
Found this difficult. And I found it difficult. I had a theme. Well, I have a theme. And it was hard.
You love themes. So how do we decide who goes first? We go in order of trailers.
We go in order of trailers.
So Rob Kubasko, Murderville himself, please start us off.
Here's my theme. They're not, these are all horrible movies. I think by my recollection, by my reviewing them for this, they are movies that I would not watch. I would not spend any time watching today at all. And they get progressively more horrible.
Okay.
Yeah. My first one is 1999's American Pie. Blink 182 has a moment in the movie where they are themselves.
What?
Yeah. It is so fast, though. God, that's fast.
It's fast. Yeah, but okay. Again, I had a difficult time. I have a whole lot of other movies we'll talk about in our alternates. There's the scene where Jim and Nadia are live streaming their, and
Jim and who? Is this about
Nadia?
The pot? Oh, the exchange student.
The exchange student.
And everybody's
premature
watching.
thing happens, and everybody's watching, and they're in one of the scenes. There you go.
Weird.
Yeah.
Why are they?
They're all on their computer, and they're all like oogling over the computer. It's
yes.
Okay. Well, good
but
one.
I
had
thought
no
that was
idea
funny.
about that one.
All right.
So I'm going to go, and I'm going to give it a real chance to try to steal something from Pete.
Okay. You think you're going to call are you Babe Ruthing this list?
I'm Babe Ruthing it, but because I'm also Babe Ruthing that you might be like, what? They're not playing themselves. But I think it's pretty close. It's a color, and it's wet. No steal.
It is a steal.
Prince
Of course,
and
it's
the Revolution.
Of course, it's a steal. You
Purple
tool.
Rain. Steal.
It is
So I
a
stole?
highly fictionalized portrayal of themselves. Yes, I think that's fair.
They think that's fair. Yes. So I said Prince and the Revolution with Ebony and Cinnamon. I don't remember everyone's names. There's Dr. Face Mask.
Dr. Fink.
Dr. Fink face mask and all of that. So that was my number 3 that's Prince. And the best part is the band hates him in the movie, and in real life they hated him.
Yeah. They were having a rough time. Even
they were having a really rough time during all of that because he is not an easy person to work for.
They left everything on the screen. Let's just say that everything's on the screen. Well, I then will not be picking that, unfortunately. Okay. So I will instead go to another movie that it's hard to justify in Rob's parlance. It's hard to justify this as a movie I'd recommend you go watch. But I did have to pick this up because I don't remember if he ever says his name in this movie.
Oh,
but the musician is Tom Petty. The movie is The Postman.
Okay.
Is this a steal?
No, it was on my alternates.
Because I think
that's
Tom
a hilarious
Petty,
pull.
Because he says at the end, right? He shows up and he says, hey, this is 2x4, Costner. He says, hey, I know you, right? You're famous. And Petty hoists his gear bag up or something and turns to his audience behind him and says, I used to be. But I don't know how he could do this, because wouldn't he be 150 years old?
Take place in, in the way future. That's so weird.
It is so weird. It's just weird, but it is Tom Petty, and it's very clearly Tom Petty. It's not like he's in post-apocalyptic, acid rain makeup or something. But I think there's an enough. I'll go for the judge's ruling. I think there's an enough of an allusion to him being famous Tom Petty that it's him. If that's
the whole conceit. That's the joke. It doesn't work in the way that it's actually Tom Petty, but he's clearly is playing himself. Otherwise, what's the point? I'll allow it, Rob.
Oh yeah, I'm fine with that.
What's the point? Indeed.
What's the point otherwise?
What was the point they were making in that relationship in that movie is nonsense. It's just nonsense. Why would they try to end with a joke? That's so seems so silly for the Postman.
I don't even, what is even the story? How did that happen? I don't even know what the story is.
Kevin Costner saves the world. The entire world ends. And then they're like, thank God, mail.
No, mail. No.
It's the one thing because he tricks everyone to believe that the government exists again.
No. I remember the movie.
The worst part
Why
is
did Tom Petty?
No one
How
likes
did Tom
mail
Petty get
now.
Yeah, of course. No, totally.
It sucks mail.
And plus because he finds the movie's horrible. Why was Tom Petty in it? If you're gonna why would you? It's absurd.
Yeah. It's weird.
Yeah, it's weird. Weird,
and it
cameo.
is just for sort of that tongue-in-cheek moment in a movie that is not filled with tongue-in-cheek moments.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think there's any answer to this, Rob.
No, there's no answer to this. But I got The Postman, so now we're back to you, Rob.
Rob, please.
Okay. Again, I actually meant this movie because it has a scene in it with the late Bob Saget. And when I was thinking about this, I was coming back to this and I was like, I want a quick scan through this movie again. Is this redeemable? No. There's a character named Scavenger Smoker. It's not. It's Snoop Dogg.
Oh.
It's 1998's Half-Baked.
Oh, that's right.
Which I've got to tell. Yeah, I've got to say.
Snoop Dogg is in an awful lot of movies, though, playing himself.
Yeah,
I think there's a whole catalog. He's like a subgenre unto himself.
Half-Baked has some pretty great lines, though.
Totally.
It does. Altogether, it's not a movie.
I've SD for Coke. When was the last time you SD for weed? One of the greatest. Isn't that Bob Saget's line?
Yeah, that's the Saget scene.
That's Bob Saget's line. Great joke. And I really cleaned it up.
Yeah, you did.
Unlike your guys' movies, this movie I 100% think everyone should watch, and tonight. And let's see if we can really get on Letterboxd and go all the way up. It's Spice Girls in the movie Spice World.
What are you doing?
Known as a near perfect film. And starring the late great Meatloaf. He played their bus driver.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
So Spice World, and that's surprising that's not a steal. Just kidding. I'm the only person that's seen that movie.
No, that's a great it was for its time.
For its time, it is a movie. If you want to watch a movie that's like that but is actually good, I highly recommend Josie and the Pussycats, which I still maintain is an outstanding movie. It is actually legitimately funny, made by the creators of Can't Hardly Wait. Everyone thinks I'm making a joke when I say go watch Josie and the Pussycats. It's great. Okay, Pete.
Okay, let's see. I am going to go back to, what was the year this movie? 1995. I've already mentioned this movie once again in this show, in this conversation.
What? This very show?
Yeah, this very show. I've actually name dropped this movie. The movie is Empire Records. 1995. You might remember it from about 40 minutes ago when we were talking about drama comedy ensemble pieces, trying to come up with a nickname for what these things are. Well, Empire Records.
Reality Bitesies.
I am talking about the sequence in which Ethan Embry goes up against the official Lords and Masters Gwar in a rock-off.
Really?
In that scene. Yes. They're actually... I could have gone
Gwar, they're the ones
anywhere.
They're the ones that dress up like Monster Men.
Yeah,
right?
they dress up like the new Dark Ages Gwar. It's a whole thing. I'm not a big Gwar fan, but I do know enough to know that they were in their absolute studio finest in Empire Records sequence, playing guitar with Ethan Embry.
I have embarrassingly never seen Empire Records, and that seems like a real miss. Like that's an era.
It
I
is.
feel like everyone really saw that, right?
Yeah, well, I don't know. Rob, did you see it?
Not that I remember any of it.
Okay.
I think I did, but I mean, it didn't obviously leave an impression on me.
Rob and I got a date night coming up.
Yeah.
Empire
movie
Records.
night, Empire Records. I liked it. I had the soundtrack and everything, but it was of its time. Like I think I aged out of it in 1996, like January.
Sure. Liv Tyler plaid skirt.
Yeah,
I can picture the front of the movie.
Yep.
Liv Tyler plaid skirt. That's all I know about it. Okay, Rob, what Liv Tyler plaid skirt do you have for us?
Okay. So, this is it. This is my final pick, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Here's all I'm just going to say. This is inarguably a horror. This is on most people's worst movies list of all time. And what I just found funny is when I was going through the cast list, this movie contains actors playing these roles. Daniel Tosh as Cowboy Hat, Samantha Bee as Cinnabon Cashier, John Oliver as the character named Dick Pants, Stephen Colbert as Jay Kell, an NHL hockey announcer and drug addict. And yes, I did two in this one. Jessica Simpson and Kanye West both appear as themselves. I'm talking about 2008's The Love Guru.
Ooh, Mariska Hargitay. Mariska.
And she's, yes. Yeah.
That's funny the first time he says that, and then he says it
900,000
That
times.
film is rough. All those people are in it. Dick Pants. We're just going to gloss over Dick Pants.
Dick Pants.
Like someone in the writer's room was like, nailed it. We can take the rest of the day off.
Well, do you remember the guru? Like his, because remember he's like Deepak Chopra is like the number one guru. And then Mike Myers' character is taught by the guru. His name is
Gandhi,
Guru right? Tuggan Maipuda.
Oh, God.
That's the name of the character.
Oof.
Wow, I mean, that's rough.
Yes.
Anyway. And isn't it Gandhi and he has his eyes crossed the whole time? Because crossed eyes is really bad. I think it's Ben Kingsley. Plays Tuggan Maipuda. I'm not making this up.
No, you're not.
Tuggan Maipuda. Okay.
Yeah.
Man, I really liked the first Austin Powers when it came out. I thought that was legitimately hilarious. I couldn't imagine how much I was laughing at that movie. I couldn't imagine. Okay. All right. My number one. He is also late and great. He was also a man who fell from space, and he judged a model walk off in the middle of the movie, and they call him, so it's clearly he's playing himself. The one, the only David Bowie in the film Zoolander. Right? Did I get any of that correct?
You did. You actually did. Unlike your movie game a few minutes ago.
How dare you? How dare you? How dare you? I will end this episode right now and re-edit for you just saying the word fart over and over again. I know how to do it. I have a button. I have a hotkey just for that. Okay, so Zoolander, that's kind of a fun one. All right.
Yeah, it is a fun one. I actually quite enjoyed Zoolander. I thought it was really funny. How can they read if they can't even fit in the building?
There's one problem I have with Zoolander is it peaks with its best joke, in my opinion, way too early when all the models are having the gas fight.
Yes.
Or they're having like a water fight, but with gasoline. Unfortunately, it never made it quite there again. But yeah.
Yeah.
That's my pretentious opinion. And now coming in third, some would say last and least, Pete.
How do we feel about it if they're playing themselves and they're actually in the band and they're playing like a concert or a party in the movie?
Sure.
Does that count?
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah,
yes.
I'll allow it.
Because this gives me an excuse to talk about a movie that I might be the only one who enjoys. Wait, let me look at the IMDb rating. Oh, 6.2.
You can't say Woodstock.
I'm not going to say Woodstock.
Okay,
not going to say Woodstock. I'm going to say a movie that allows me to talk about, because I feel like the person who stars in this movie, Devon Sawa.
I know Devon Sawa.
Looks exactly in this movie. Looks exactly like friend of the show, Chad Stoops, who used to be on the show with some regularity in the very, very early days, years and years ago. And that I always think of Chad Stoops when I think of Idle Hands with Seth Green and Devon Sawa.
That's what I just said.
I know, you just said it. You totally spoiled it. Spoiler McPants. You did.
Nope.
And in the party scene, they're all dancing, and The Offspring is playing the concert, and they're singing I Want to Be Sedated. And that's The Offspring.
Wait, what do I know The Offspring
Idle
from?
Hands. The band, The Offspring.
Yeah,
that was good. You did great.
I think they're pretty fly for a white guy, and they sing a song, and it goes just like this, and everybody
you're
knows
absolutely right.
the song, and it's great. The lead, was like a PhD candidate. He pulled a Ken Young, and instead of becoming a genius, decided to sing that song.
That's really great. That's actually really great.
All right.
Yeah.
Good choice. All of that should be cut out. All right.
Mm-hmm. So that's it. Idle Hands. That's my number
Idle
3.
Hands. That is how you play the list game, everybody. And speaking of lists, it's our turn to come up with the list game for the next week's Knuckleheads. We've talked about a whole bunch of stuff. Probably what? Bottle episodes.
But bottle episode movies, I'm going to need a ruling on that.
Okay, no. But what about contained? I feel like we've done contained, or things that just take place in
single location movies. Yeah, we have.
Yeah, or like movies that could easily be plays. No, because we make movies out of plays all the time.
What else did we talk about? We talked about movies about serial killers.
Lots of murder. Yeah.
Lots of murder. Right. There's a big murder thing going on.
Movies where jokes are run into the ground.
Like
The Love Guru.
Joke murders.
Overtold jokes. How do you say that?
Isn't that the phrase though? You run it into the ground?
Yeah, you run it into the ground. But I'm just like, how do you, I can't fathom movies how I would start to think about those movies. Also because it's so subjective. Right?
Good point. Yep. We talked about Spice World, just things about spices. I'm just kidding. I'm just bringing up my things over and over again.
All right. We also talked about
cookies and
Haunted
mirrors.
Doll Watch. We could do movies about scary dolls or toys. Yellow
toys
Jackets. We could do murderous insects. Movies about peacocks.
What? I know. I also like the murder objects.
Murder
not necessarily
objects.
a doll, but just like possessed objects.
You know, that would be a follow-up to our, was it a couple of weeks back now, where we did non-human creatures, scariest non-human creatures. So this would be scariest haunted or possessed objects, non-animal murderous things.
Do we want to take something like Annabelle, though, off? Do we want to take something off the table? Because I feel like those movies are they have a whole room filled with objects that kill people. Is that a problem?
Well, okay. So Annabelle, with the actual museum showcased, is probably off the table. But I don't know. I mean, you can't pick Annabelle more than once. It's not like we're going to have people picking Annabelle 9 times.
It's a good point.
And it's not like somebody's going to pick all 3 Annabelle movies.
That's going to be you, Rob. We all know. We all know.
The Conjuring. Yeah.
Jeez.
So, what a possessed or murderous objects?
Yeah, possessed or murderous objects. So they can't. I'm imagining they can't be like connected to a building. You know what I mean? So we're not going to pick Cube with the laser beams and the gas. Like Cube, that whole facility is a murderous facility. It has to be some sort of object, a standalone object that is somehow murderous.
Am I saying no buildings? Because they'll be like, what are you talking about? Out of context, that makes no sense.
I just hope people will know by the time they listen to us talk about it that that's what we're getting.
Good point.
No buildings.
No buildings.
And no cubes.
Yeah, no buildings, no cubes. You don't
just put
that could be the list topic. Just no buildings.
No buildings.
They'll be like, what? We'll be like, no buildings. They'll be like, okay, water shut down. Great. Like All right, well, we did it, you guys. This was wonderful. Would you like to talk about what's going on in your lives of podcasting? Rob, do you have anything that you'd like to plug?
We Kyle and I are continuing to work on behind the scenes on a program that we have been fiddling with, and we are getting very, very close to revealing it. So I'm excited for that.
Can you give us one very difficult, impossible to decipher clue in a weird voice?
It involves a set number of things.
So
there we go.
So more than one.
Yes,
I figured it out. Pete?
I think I opened with this. We're doing our journalism thing, and
right.
I'll tell you, we're about to do a show that might have one of the hardest to find movies we've ever done, The Weight of Water. This was a hard movie to come by, I'll tell you.
Yes, it is.
It's tough to come by, so I came by it, and we're going to talk about it. I've never seen it, but it's going to be coming out this week as you hear this, or maybe it'll for members. It comes out this week. So wrapping up our journalists, and it's a good series. It's a good series so far. So I'm really excited about these movies we're talking about, and mostly excited about friendship. And friendship wins all games.
I love it. I'm taking a family trip to Florida, so goodbye, everybody. Forever. Because Florida is scary to me. Okay. On behalf of the Lord your God and all of podcasting, say goodbye, Rob.
Goodbye,
Pete.
Goodbye, Tommy. I'll see you on the bench.
I will see you on the bench. Goodbye, everybody. Thank you. You have been sat-matted. The end.
Okay, Glass, Italian. 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 Oh, no, just change the language settings to Italian. Occhiali, retromarcia, inglese, and now we're back.